This is Umair Hassan. I am going to solve A levels P1 October November 2019, and question number is 1. Find the term independent of x. Now the term is independent of x in the expansion of 2x plus 1 over 4x square whole raised to the power 6. If you haven't subscribed the channel, you can subscribe the channel. You are then going to have the updates on A levels, O levels, CSS, CSA, 9th, 10th FSC, and intelligence type of questions and competitive exams questions. So question number 1 is to expand this one, and we are going to apply this formula. This formula is for general term. Now TR plus 1 is any term in the expansion of 2x plus 1 over 4x square whole power 6. Now here NCR a raised to the power n minus r x raised to the power r. Now this is the formula up till here. Basically this formula is basically representing this one. Okay, here a plus x raised to the power n is basically represented in this formula. So we have a is our this term, okay, and x is the second term here, n is the power, and if I compare this expression with my question, then in place of a I have 2x. So a is basically 2x. I am just writing it over here. X is in place of x I have 1 over 4x square. So x is 1 over 4x square, and n, which is power in here in this case, is 6, which is my question. So the conditions are here. I have just explained them. Now I am going to replace the value of a, x, and n in the formula of general term. So a is 2x, as I have explained. X is 1 over 4x square. So formula for general term is this one, and in place of a I have inserted 2x, in place of x I have inserted 1 over 4x square. Now this n minus r, basically my question was to find a term independent of x, mean a term which don't have x in it. So we need to work on x here in this basically expression, the formula for general term. I am going to separate the powers of x here. So here x is basically present over here, and x is present here. So first of all I am going to combine both these x. How I am going to combine that? First of all you need to apply n minus r, which is power outside the bracket, and inside the bracket I have 2x. So apply n minus r above 2, it will be 2 n minus r, and apply n minus r to x, it will be x power n minus r. Similarly apply r to 4 and apply r to x square. I have moved 4 and x square in the numerator, that's why the powers are with the negative sign. Now apply r into minus 1 is minus r into minus 2 is minus 2r. Now I am going to combine my x. I have two terms here that are basically having x. So here the base is x, and here the base is x, and when bases are same and they are being multiplied, then I am going to add the powers according to the rules of indices. So bases are same, add the powers, n minus r minus 2r. Here is the result. So now I have been able to basically separate the term involving x power. Here it is n minus 3r. Now I am going to put the values in this case I know the value of n in this case is 6. So in place of n you are going to put 6. I need to find a term which is independent of x. Now a term independent of x mean the power of x is 0. That is a term that is independent of x. However, I have x raised to the power 6 minus 3r here in my general term. So basically I need x raised to the power 0. So that means x raised to the power 6 minus 3r, which is this term, it must be equal to x raised to the power 0 in order to have a term independent of x. So this is a procedure you are going to follow in all those questions where you need to find a term independent of x. A term independent of x must have x raised to the power 0. So you are going to compare whatever is the power here which I have obtained from the general term. You are going to compare it with x raised to the power 0, because I need a term with x raised to the power 0 which is independent of x. So comparing the powers, bases are same. 6 minus 3r is equal to 0, and from here 3r is negative on the left, it will be coming on the right, you will be getting it plus 3r, and from here r is 2. Now I have got the value of r. Now I am able to find my term independent of x, and this in this case we are going to put the values of r in this formula for general term. 6cr, r is 2 as I have obtained here. 2 raised to the power 6 minus r is 2. X raised to the power 6 minus 3r, r is 2, and 4 raised to the power minus r, which is 4 raised to the power minus 2. Now if you will be solving this this expression, 6 minus 3 into 2 is 6. So 6 minus 6 is 0. Now that is what I want here. I want a term with independent of x, mean it shouldn't have any x. So x raised to the power 0, basically it is 1. So I got rid of x. So my term is now independent of x. I will be doing simplification. 2 raised to the power 4, 16. 4 square is 16. I am going to cancel them. 6c2 is 15. So I got my term independent of x using the formula for general term. You can also do this question by simply expanding this expression, expanding this question using binomial theorem. But here the problem is that will be too much lengthy. So the question number 2 is we have an increasing function, and it is defined for x greater than n. Now you need to underline this one. X is greater than n, where n is an integer. Okay, n is an integer. It is given that f prime x is x square minus 6x plus 8. Now we have been given the derivative of the function, and function is increasing. We need to find least possible value of n, and keep in mind that x is greater than n. Now when the function is increasing, then its derivative can't be negative. Obviously we have a derivative greater than 0 in that case. So f prime x is x square minus 6x plus 8. In order to find the values of x for which the function is increasing, I am going to equate this derivative to 0. Now I am going to do midterm break. When you will do midterm break, the factors of 8 are 4 and 2. The 4 into 2 is 8, while minus 4 minus 2 is minus 6. So I take common from the first two and take from here x square minus 4x, take common from here. From these two we have common x. So I will be left with x minus 4 in the bracket, and take common from these two. So you are going to take minus 2 common, you will be left with x minus 4 in the bracket. So I have two factors, x minus 2 and x minus 4. Now least possible value of n is 4, because if you are going to use 4 here, then your answer will be 0, and x is greater than n. So when x is greater than n and n is 4, so your derivative will be positive one, that means it is an increasing function. So n is 4 in this case. Now the next one is question number 3, and in question number 3 we have been provided with a line y is equal to ax plus b, and this line is tangent to the curve. We have a line and we have a curve. The line is tangent to the curve and the point of tangency is 2, 6. Find the values of the constant a. Here I have got a, b and a constant c. So line is tangent to the curve. This is my solution over here. So suppose this is your case. This is the line and this is your curve, and line is tangent to the curve. Now equation for the line is y is equal to ax plus b, and equation for curve is y is equal to 2x cube minus 5x square minus 3x plus c. The point of tangency mean the point at which line is tangent to the curve is 2, 6. As the curve is passing through this point, so you can use the coordinate of this point in equation of curve. So I am going to put the value of x, which is 2, and y, which is 6, here in the equation of curve. So upon putting the values, y is 6, x is 2, here x is 2, here x is 2. I have basically placed the values of x, which is 2, and 6, which is y, in this equation of the curve. So simplify this one. 2 cube is 8, 2 square is 4, 2 into 3 is 6. Further simplifying this, you will be able to find the value of c, which is 16. So I got one constant from here. Now I need to find the value of a and b also. Now find the gradient of the tangent at 2, 6. If you are going to differentiate the equation of curve, mean you are going to find dy over dx, then your answer will be 6x square minus 10x minus 3. How is that? Okay, if I am going to differentiate this one, 3 into 2 is 6x, and you are going to decrease the power by 1, which I mean that 3 into 2 is 6, and decrease the power by 1, it will be decreased by 1 and it will become 2, then minus 5, shift the power. I am applying power rule over here. 2 into 5 is 10, and then decrease the power by 1, it is 2, and when you will decrease it, it will become 1, minus 3, and derivative of x is 1. However, derivative of constant is 0. So this is my derivative, which is here, which I have written here over here. Now this is the derivative gradient. Now if you put x equal to 2 in this equation of your gradient, so you are going to find your gradient at this point. So x equal to 2, x equal to 2. So 2 square is 4, 4 into 6 is 24, 2 into 10 is 20. So upon simplification, your value for gradient is 1. Now my equation of curve is y is equal to ax plus b, and according to the information given in the question, this is equation of the line. If I haven't pronounced it wrong, this is equation for the line, and this line, basically the equation is this one. This line is tangent to the curve. Okay, so the line tangent to the curve, and what is the value, what is this one, dy over dx equal to 1. Basically this is gradient of tangent. In short, this gradient represents gradient of your line. Line is tangent to curve, this gradient is of tangent, so this gradient is basically the gradient of the line which is tangent to curve. Now if you observe equation of line y is equal to ax plus b, and if you compare it with y is equal to mx plus c, so here the coefficient of x is basically slope or gradient. So coefficient of x is a, and gradient of the line which is tangent to the curve is 1. So A, which represents gradient, when your equation of line is expressed in the form of y is equal to mx plus c, then the coefficient of x, which is m, represents gradient, and gradient is 1. So A will be equal to 1. Now when you got the value of A, which is 1, you are going to put x equal to 2, this value of x, and y equal to 6, and upon simplification you will be getting B is equal to 4. So you have obtained A, B and C. The next question is question number 4, and in question number 4 they have this question is basically related to geometric progression. A runner who is training for a long distance race plans to run increasing distances each day for 21 days. So there is a runner who is basically going to run in a race, and she will run x kilometer on day 1. On day 1 she is running x kilometer, and on each subsequent day she will increase the distance by 10%. Mean every day she is going to increase her running distance by 10% as compared to the previous day. So this is geometric progression, and on day 21 she will run 20 kilometers. Find the distance she must run on day 1 in order to achieve this. If what will be the distance of day 1, which will be increased by 10% to obtain distance of day 2, and day 2 distance will be increased by 10% to obtain distance for day 3, and in the same way you can obtain distance for 21st day, which will be 20 kilometer. So what distance she must run on day 1, so that your total accumulation will become 20 kilometer on day 21. So give your answer in kilometer, correct to 1 decimal place. Now this is a geometric progression, and R, the common ratio, mean the division of two consecutive terms is 1.1 in this case. Basically if at day 1 she is running x kilometer, then on day 2 she is going to run 10% more than this one, which means she will be going to run 1.1x. How it is possible? If you are going to increase x by 10%, then you are going to add 10% of x in x. So because I have to increase x by 10% in as given in the question. So if you are going to increase x by 10%, it will become 1.1x. Here it will be 1x plus 10 over 100x, and it will be 100x plus 10, that is 110x over 100. So your answer will be 1.1x. So this is your second day distance, this is your first day distance. So divide both of them, 1.1x divided by x to find common ratio. So 1.1x divided by x will be 1.1, because x will be cancelled. So common ratio is 1.1. An where the distance on the 21st day, mean n will be equal to 21. So 21 day distance is 20 kilometer. The formula for geometric progression is an is equal to a1 r raised to the power n minus 1. So an mean the distance on the last day, that is 21st day, is 20 kilometer. A1 I need to find the distance on day 1, r is 1.1, n is 21, the total number of days minus 1. So on simplification you can get A1, the distance on the first day, equal to 3 kilometers. Now in the second case they have asked you that find the total distance she runs over 21 days. Mean you are going to add the total distance that the runner has basically covered by adding the distance of each day. So here we have two formulas for basically sum of geometric progression. When r is greater than 1, then this is your formula, s is equal to a1, the first term, which is in this case the distance on the first day, which is 3, R is common ratio, which is 1.1, N is 21, so the total number of days, minus 1 over R minus 1, R is common ratio is 1.1 in this case. So upon simplification you will get S equal to 192 kilometers, the total distance the runner is basically running. The next one is question number 5, and in question number 5, given that for tan x plus 3 cos x plus 1 over cos x is 0, show without using a calculator that sin x is equal to minus 2 over 3. So in this question we have been provided this data: for tan x plus 3 cos x plus 1 over cos x equals to 0, and we need to show that sin x is equal to minus 2 over 3. So first of all, in order to solve questions related to trigonometry, you are going to convert your you are going to express your question in terms of sin and cos. So tan is basically sin and cos. You are going to express each term in terms of sin and cos. So tan is sin over cos, cos will be as it is, and 1 over cos. So if you are going to take LCM over here, then cos x will be your LCM. So 4 sin x will be here, plus now cos x will be multiplied with cos x, so it will become cos square x, plus now here you have cos x, so my answer here will be 1 is equal to 0. Now cos x in the denominator will be coming on the right side, it will be multiplied with 0, so it will become 0. In place of cos square x, I am using 1 minus sin square x. We have identity sin square x plus cos square x equal to 1. You can find cos square x equal to 1 minus sin square x from here. So 3 into 1 is 3, 3 into sin square x is 3 sin square x plus 1. Simplify this equation: minus 3 sin square x plus 4 sin x plus 1 and plus 3 equal to plus 4. Multiply whole equation by minus, because I need coefficient of sin square which is 3 as positive. So it upon multiplication with minus it will become plus. However, 4 sin x will become minus and plus 4 will become minus 4. Now do midterm break. If you will do midterm break over here, so 4 into 3 is 12, and factors of 12 are 6 and 2. Minus 6 plus 2 is 4, which is your midterm for sin x. So no, I have done midterm break over here. Take common from the first 2 and from the last 2. So your factor will be 3 sin x plus 2 and sin x minus 2. Now from here 3 sin x plus 2, you are going to obtain the value of sin x equal to minus 2 over 3 when you are going to equate this equal to 0. So this was my required answer for part number 1. Now for part number 2, they have asked us that you need to in part number 2 we have been asked here, hence showing all necessary working, solve the equation, and the equation here is 4 tan 2x minus 20 plus 3 cos 2x minus 20 plus 1 over cos 2x minus 20 is equal to 0, and the range in which you are going to solve it is x is greater than equal to 0 and x is less than equal to 180. So question number 5 part 2, sin x is minus 2 by 3 and as we need to solve the equation in which x was replaced by 2x minus 20 in my question, which is right here. If you can see, if you want to see it again, 4 tan 2x minus 20 and my question in part 1 was 4 tan x. So basically x is replaced by 2x minus 20. So I am going to do the same over here and the solution for this one, the result for part number 1 was sin x equal to minus 2 by 3. So starting from the same point where part 1 ended, however need to replace x with 2x minus 20. From here sin will come on the right side, so it will become sin inverse minus 2 over 3, which is minus 41.81. Now basically this negative sign indicates that your sign is either in the third quadrant and in the fourth quadrant, because sign is negative in the third quadrant as well as in the fourth quadrant. So in the third quadrant 41.81 will be located right here, and in the fourth quadrant you are going to locate it over here, 41.81. Now I am going to find my angle from the positive x-axis. So in this case it will be 180 plus 41.81. So my answer will be 221.81. And here when your sign is in fourth quadrant, this total angle is 360, and I need to find my angle up to this point. So 360, the total angle, circle, I mean it is forming a complete circle, minus 41.81. I will be obtaining my angle from positive x-axis right from here. So it will be 360 minus 41.81. My answer will be 318.189. Now here I have got two values for the angle, 221.81 and 318.189. Now 2x minus 20 is equal to 221.81, the case for the third quadrant, and 2x minus 20 is equal to 318.189, the case for the fourth quadrant. I am going to find x from here. Minus 20 will be coming on the right side, it will become plus 20, and when you are going to add it in 221 and then you are going to divide it by 2, so x will be 120.905 degrees. And in the second case, minus 20 will be coming on the right side, it will be added in 318, it will become 338. 2 is going to come on the right side, 338 will be divided by 2, your answer will be 169.09. Now these are the two values of x.